In this tutorial, we are going to use markers or memory locations to create a cue sheet, spot sound effects to frames, then we'll add a sync point to an audio file and spot that sync point. Let's start by adding a memory location. I've got a few in here already, and I'd like to spot some music to a transition in this scene, where the cityscape goes down to street view. Let's watch the scene.
The chance to begin again in a golden land of opportunity and adventure.
So now we're at street level. I would like to sync an audio file to that eventually. So let's put in a marker. I'm going to click back. Notice I have the nudge set to frames and my main counter is timecode. So if I use the plus key on the numeric keypad, I'll nudge forward 1 frame per plus. So we're nudging forward. You can see the counter going up. And there's the street scene. I'll nudge back. So that's using the plus and minus keys on the numeric keypad. So I want to put a marker right on this frame. So by nudging, I've gotten that spot. I'll hit the enter key on my numeric keypad, get a new memory location. I'm going to call this something different. And in the comments box, I'm going to say a little more about the music. Okay, so I have these 4 markers. They all have some comments. If I open another one, you'll see this. Some comments. If I go to memory locations and I choose to export markers as text, and I'll use the text edit formats is fine. I don't need to know about the plugins, but I do need to know the markers because that will export the comments that are in the markers. So I'll say OK. It asks me to name the file. And now we have a text file here. If I open that text file, you've got a cue sheet. It tells you exactly what frame each marker is at, and it lists the comments for that marker. So you could hand this off to a composer or a music editor or somebody, and they would have instruction as to what to do next. Okay. Now let's spot a sound effect. So I have an explosion sound here. Let's listen to it. And I'd like to spot it to this memory location. So I'm in the spot mode. So first of all, I'm going to click this marker and find out where it is. Actually, so we can see there it's at 3711. And I want to remember that number. And I'll drag my explosion into the track and it will bring up the spot dialog, and I type in the number 711 that I saw for the marker, press OK, and it's spotted right to it. Let's see how that fits the video.
Life awaits you in the off-world colony. The chance to begin again in a golden land of opportunity.
Okay, the next thing I want to do is synchronize some music to that transition to the street view. Here's the music I'm going to use. I'll drag it into the music track, but I'll just do it in slip mode, not synchronized. And we'll hear a little bit of the music. Okay, there's a melancholy string type passage, and then there's a darker rhythmic passage. And that passage starts right here. So my goal is to synchronize the beginning of that music with the point that we arrive at street level. I don't want to lose the music before. So I'm not spotting to the beginning of the clip. I'm spotting to this spot. The way you spot to a middle of a clip is to add a sync point. So I'm going to use tab to transient, which I'm in. Hit tab, and it goes right to the beginning of that rhythmic music. And if I go to clip, it says identify sync point. Creates a little point in there. Hopefully you can see it. Those 2 arrows, that is called a sync point. I'll go back to spot mode and I'll check the location of my city music marker. This is where I'd like the rhythmic music to begin. Click on that and see that it's at 3:13:25. Then I'll just drag this a little bit and it'll ask to spot it. I want the sync point spotted, so 3:13:25. Press OK. And you'll see that the sync point now lines up with this cue or marker. So let's hear the whole scene.
To your mother? My mother? Yeah. Let me tell you about my mother.
A new life awaits you in the off-world colony. The chance to begin again in a golden land of opportunity and adventure.
By the way, the scene without the music and sound effects, I'll just play a short spot of it, is like this.
Off-world colony. The chance to begin again in a golden land of opportunity and adventure.
And the music was actually taken from another film, Shawshank Redemption. It's a Thomas Newman score, and it fits very well in this scene as well. It kind of enhances the mood.